Yo, what is poppin', my 420 army? Is your boy Miley in 420, and I'm just here with a quick little, quick video. I did see yes, I did watch Monsters at Work season 2. I just haven't, I know hadn't got around to actually posting this video until now, because I was kind of busy with writing my novels, and, that's, that's kind of the reason. But, you know what, I'll probably discuss why I've kind of slowed down on content a bit at the end of the video, but I mostly stick to streams nowadays. But basically, this is basically we're going to be talking about Monsters at Work season 3, like my idea for it, how they could follow up with a third season. Which this is going to contain some season 2 spoilers. So basically, season 2 it's basically season 2 continues after season 1 with Tyler Tuskman being a jokester at Monsters Inc. So, but then he's hired by Johnny Worthington from who, after he graduated from Monster Zoo, became the CEO of Fearco. So Tyler eventually does end up working at Fearco, and then they're trying to help with like the power outage, and then they realize that, and then Tyler realizes that Johnny had used him, and the way they pulled it off at the end, that Randall was behind everything. Like Randall was the reason why he stole the Mifter's key and took all their laugh energy. I'm pretty much good. Pretty much saving that for a whole analysis on why I love Randall so much. But the fact that he caused all that havoc, they pulled that off so perfectly. Uh, but basically, season 2 ends with Johnny getting arrested and his cellmate is Waternoose. So, and then we know that Randall escapes custody. So that's where season 2 leaves off, and then Val and Tyler become jokester pair. So on to like a season 3 discussion of what could happen. Basically, it is possible that they could do like more jokester pairs aside from just Tyler and Val, and then we find out that. So basically, we find out that Randall escaped custody. But so basically, what I was working on in my books, I was gonna do like a Monsters Inc. tie-in novel, and then obviously I'm not sure how I'd get. I'm not sure if you would need permission from the original company for tie-ins like you would with like novelizations, but I'll probably just shoot Pixar an email or Disney Studios an email just to be safe. Or I'm not sure who I'd send the email to for the Monsters Inc. tie-ins and the Pirates of the Caribbean tie-ins and the Cars tie-ins, but basically what I had planned for Randall was he was going to live in the downstairs apartment of a two-family home, and then there were these two other monsters that lived in the upstairs apartment. So basically, it would involve Randall going back to his apartment, reuniting with the two other tenants. They're like, "Hey, Randall, we haven't seen you in a few days." It's like, "Oh yeah, it's kind of a long story. I got thrown into a swamp, beat the ever living fuck out of me with a shovel, and now I have a scar over my eye." Yes, Randall had a scar over his eye, which the way they implemented that was also clever. But Randall possibly recruits them, and then there's like or even like the very first episode. That could either be the very first scene of the first episode, or or we just jump right to the prison break where Johnny and Waternoose break out of prison. Now people are going to be telling me in the comments, but Liam, the original voice actor for Waternoose passed away after the film was made. It's like, well, you probably didn't know this, but originally Kelsey Grammer, who voiced Stinky Pete in Toy Story 2, was actually going to voice Waternoose in Monsters University, but then they, for some reason, they dropped that from the film, and instead you only saw Waternoose in a photo. So yeah, plus we know that Waternoose had a son, Henry J. Waternoose IV, who other known as Roger Rogers, how we met in the second season. But basically, once Waternoose and Johnny are out of prison, they join Randall in his little ball revenge joint. So Waternoose, Johnny, Randall, and we know that Chet eventually ratted them out. So Chet's out, and then we could even see the rest of the Roar Omega Roar guys from Monsters University: Chip, Javier, and Reggie. Yeah, those were their names. So all of them minus Chet. Or you could also throw Gary Gibbs from season one as a replacement. If you there was a season one episode called The Big Wazowskis where Mike got in like a bowling game with Gary, and then or they I'm not sure. Gary's kind of a optional one. It's like, do you really want to have? It's like I'm not sure if Gary would get. I'm not sure how Gary would get along with Randall. So, but then so there's like that's pretty much like a whole, and then you have 8 monsters in that Ball of Revenge, or 7 if Gary's excluded. For sure Randall, for sure Johnny, for sure Water News. And then on the good guys side of things is they could possibly bring Boo back. She didn't in season 2, but I think people are pretty much begging to see Boo again, but it's like, she may come back, she may not. I'm not sure. It kind of depends on what the writers want to do with the Sully and Boo story, or they just want to leave it at off as it was there. Yeah. And then they're basically trying to get Monsters Inc. shut down and get everything back to Scare Power. Or, but then obviously at the end of the season, they would obviously lose, and then Monsters Inc. keep using Laugh Power to power Monstropolis, and then they get some other scare companies like Scream Industries and Scare Masters, which Scare Masters is a completely new company that they probably just made up, because I know that Fearco and Scream Industries were on some of the Monsters University scare cards. But they could basically change the name of Scream Industries to Laugh Industries and make that a laugh company as well. But then for Scare Masters and Fearco, like if Johnny's in prison, then Fearco is just fucked at this point. They'd have to probably shut Fearco down. So yeah, or actually not 7 monsters, but 6, 7, 8, 9 or 8, 8 or 9. So it could potentially be up to 10 monsters in Randall's gang. So yeah, obviously Randall, Waternoose, Johnny, Chet, Javier. No, not Chet. Noose, Chip, Javier, Reggie. Uh, all right. Randall, Johnny, Waternoose, Chip, Javier, Reggie. Maybe Gary. Yeah, maybe Gary Gibbs and then whoever Randall was living with in his old apartment or whatever they planned for where Randall lived before Mike and Sully banished him to that swamp. And then it's like, damn, we really got that Ball of Revenge joint going. Or even see some, and then on the good guy side of things, you can even see some other monsters, university characters come back. Like people are wondering, I sometimes wonder, what did Dawn, Squishy, Terry, and Art get up to when they graduated from Monsters U? So it'd be kind of nice to see them back in season 3. The Uzmas and the Roars, and they even had some of the other fraternities like Eta His Hiss, Python Nu Kappa, Eeks, or yeah, we kind of saw them scattered throughout the first 2 seasons of the show. And I'm not sure if they're gonna bring Mike's comedy class back for season 3. They did not for season 2, so I wouldn't really rely on them doing that. Right. Yeah, the good guys versus the Roar Mega Roar versus Uzma Kappa, the showdown again. Although Chet would probably go to the good guys' side. Maybe they'd try to force Chet back in. And if Randall tried to reconcile with Fungus, Fungus would be like, no, Randall, you've been abusing me for 10 years. I'm sticking with these guys. And Randall's like, fine, have it your way. And then that's when they just go around trying to get everything framed. And then throughout the entirety of the season. And then at the end of the season, like the very last episode would be like, after the final showdown, it would end with them all with Waternoose and Johnny being sent back to prison, and then or even if you had all of them arrested, like for sure Randall would obviously when you throw Randall back in the monster prison, they would probably learn, okay, so he's probably going to use his invisibility to escape. So they just throw him in a straitjacket so that even if he does try to escape, they just see his straitjacket floating. So, but I'm not sure because they'd also probably have to subdue his tail so that he doesn't try to pick the lock to, or even throw him in a solitary confinement cell so that he can't try to push the door open. But then, and then again, or again, they could also just subdue his tail so he can't pick the lock if he's in a typical prison cell. Because then you'd have to have his four legs and like, or just have all his or he. I'm not even sure if Randall would be able to walk with his with his arms tied up, and then they'd probably have to do his bottom feet too, to the point where it's like, oh my god, I can't even walk. That looks so weird seeing Randall in a straitjacket, just all like tied up, like, oh shit, my mouse flung off, or my headset cord. Oh yeah, if you notice my shirt, I bought this when I was on my cruise, so. Try to see if I can show the position, but kinda like Randall Thorn's straitjacket and tied up like this, kind of. That's the plus with this headset is that I can pretty much sit anywhere. I can pretty much just go wherever I want in the room, and you can still hear me. And yeah, maybe they'll end the maybe this will be the Monsters at Work finale. Might not, because I mean they probably want to do one more final showdown with Randall, I would assume, but and this would be it. Maybe do a fourth season with them trying to get, or even just have season 3 be the finale and they convert all the scare companies to laugh companies, or they could still keep a few scare companies in case some people still want to use screams. But whatever. Yeah, that's basically my ideas for Monsters at Work season 3, to have the Uzma Kappas from Monsters University come back, as well as the rest of the Roars, so we can get that huge showdown, and then even all the every other monster at Monsters Inc. is there. So Val, Tyler, Duncan, Fritz, you name it. Or maybe if they're gonna do, or maybe they'll have. I'm not sure if they're gonna include that where Fritz retires and then Duncan finally takes over Mift. I'm not. I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's pretty much my idea of a Monsters at Work season 3 for that Ball of Revenge joint. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see this in season 3, or and we'll also have to wait till D23 this summer, see if they announce a third season. That would, so that way it doesn't. But and then again, we might have to wait till 2027 for this. But these are just my ideas of a season 3 for Monsters at Work. So let me know in the comments what you like for your ideas, and see you in another video. Please like, comment, share, sub, and peace.